Hey YouTube, this is Jaden Storm coming from Team Shadow Strike, and this is another deck profile that's long overdue, but, now I'm going to finally do it for you guys, so it'll be up here for those of you who want to see it. This is going to be a deck profile on my Brawler deck. It is one of my more favorite decks to play because it fits my playstyle very well, very controlling playstyle. It's a deck that you can actually build right now for pretty cheap. It's in my opinion still a solid tier 1 and 1.5 deck, in that range. So a deck that I think is definitely going to be seen at the ARG in Fort Worth. Excuse me. So it is still a deck to consider, viable. So I'm going to show you my build on it and explain my choices. So here we go. So for the starter, I play Spark Kid Dragoon. This, in my opinion, is the best starter to play for Brawlers. Not because finding your grade 3 is hard, but because if you say you're set up already in your Legion with Knuckle Buster, and you just need you want one grade 3 to literally do the skill again, you can just use it as a utility to dig for it. So it's there just if you don't have a grade 3, it covers that base, and if you just want another grade 3 to dig for the skill, then it's there. So definitely, in my opinion, a very, very the most viable starter for the deck. But if you can play the Brawler starter if you want, it just eats up counterblasts. This does too, but you have so many ways to retire in the deck, I just don't see that as being the better option. I consider this being the better option. So, Spark Kid Dragoon, in my opinion, is the best option. So, for the triggers, 8 crit. Now, you can definitely play more crit, less crit. It's just player preference. I've seen 12 crit, I've seen 6 crit, I've seen 6 crit, 7 crit, it's player preference. You can mess with the trigger lineup any way you want. I just, 8 crit for me is what, was my first test run, and it did fine, so I didn't see the point in messing with it. So, 8 crit. And then 4 draw triggers. And 4 heal triggers. So 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal. That's what works best for this deck for me. I would consider maybe going to 7 crit and 5 draw, but this is right now doing everything that I could want it to do, so I don't see the point in changing it. Grade 1s. For the Sentinels, I play 1 Quintet and 3 Perfect Guard. I wouldn't want to play any more than that. Play this mainly just to get you to pile up your drop zone quick, but if you want, you could just simply make this a 4th perfect, but 1 Quintet, I do like 1 Quintet in this deck. So 4, Tonfa Brawler Arc. This card is your key booster. It it's kind of like the Bruno for this deck. When your Vanguard is in Legion, anytime a rear guard of your opponent's hits the drop zone, it gains +3. So that's either by battle or by retiring effect, guys. So keep that in mind. So, very, very, very good card. So, then for the next grade 1 we play is 3 Rising Phoenix. I normally would not play 3 copies of this card, but since your soul is going to be filled pretty quickly because of the of your Knuckle Dragons, it makes sense to play this so you can just Soul Blast them out and Legion them right back in. So, and plus, it's more draw power for the deck. And then I play 3 Wild Clock Dragon, which, Brawler Wild Clock Dragons, which is your 10k attackers, so. Good card. So, the only thing that I would consider changing probably is I might consider dropping a Phoenix for a 4th Wild Clock, but this honestly does fine. Grade 2s, 4 Brawler, Big Bang, Slash Dragon. Whenever this unit's on your Vanguard and he attacks, he gains +2 if you have a Vanguard with Big Bang Knuckle in its name. And then whenever your Big Bang Knuckle Vanguard's attack hits, he gains +3k. So whenever your Vanguard swings and attacks multiple units, he gets 3,000 for every target that is hit. So this unit can get up to pretty big. You can get him up to 20, 21, 23 easy. So 3 Brawler Big Bang Slash Dragon. This is the Legion mate for the other Big Bang Knuckle that's not Buster. I only play 3 because I wanted to have an extra card space to play something else. But because you're generally not going to Legion with the first one all the time, but it's still there in case you do. Still a very good card. Even managed to get an SP one of him, but it's I don't think you need 4. If you play 4, though, I can understand why. I mean, it's a very good card. But then for the rest of my grade 2s, I play 2 Sky Howl Dragon. When he's placed on the rear guard, you may counterblast 1 and retire something in your opponent's front row. So, just gives you another retiring option. I like it because if your opponent has 4 rear guards and you want to get rid of all of them, you can play this before you do your Brawler Legion skill and pop it, and then pop the other 3. And if you combo it with Tonfa, that makes it a 19k column before you attack, so that's very good. And then for the last grade 2s, I play 2 Brawler Wild Fist Dragon. This is just the standard 12k attacker for Brawlers, and just another thing to help maybe for the early push. So the only thing that I would change is if you wanted to play more Sky Howl, maybe drop the 2 Wild Fist, put in a 3rd Sky Howl, and put in your 4th Big Bang Slash. But I don't see, I don't see this lineup being a bad option. Then for the grade 3s, we play 4 Brawler Big Bang Knuckle Dragon. This is the first Knuckle Dragon. His ability, Seek the Mate, obviously. He legions with this one. And when he's in Legion, you may E-Special Counterblast 2, and he gains +5,000, and he attacks your opponent's entire front row. You're not going to use that skill a whole lot, at least I don't, because normally I'm going to ride Big Bang slash Buster first, unless I want to use his ability to Soul Blast something that's in the Soul, because his second ability is whenever he attacks a Vanguard, you may Soul Blast 1, and he receives +3,000 power. So you can use that to Soul Blast away a card and to fill up the drop zone. So that's there. And then for the final grade 3, obviously, the big boss of the deck is 4 Brawler Big Bang Knuckle Buster, who legions with Slash Buster, obviously. So his ability, Seek the Mate. When he's in Legion, you may Counterblast 1 and select a card with Knuckle in its name. So one of your you may select a Big Bang Knuckle card, which is one of your grade 3s. Put him into the Soul, and he may attack 4 units at once. So, and also when this is in the Soul, he gets +2. So during your turn, it's a 22 attacking Legion, and during your opponent's turn, it's a 13k body. So it does serve 2 purposes. Now, this card is very, very good. It will be a problem for your opponent to build a field if you're continually, using the Big Bang Knuckle Brawler Buster Knuckle skill. So this deck, in my opinion, it does not get the respect it deserves. I think Brawlers are a much better deck than people give it credit for. This deck, in my opinion, I think this deck could be one of the dark horses at ARG. I think this deck is viable with it being able to retire multiple units and multiple cards that gain power real easily. It's kind of like Glare in a way without having the Glory skill. So just be aware of it. It is still out there. I say solid tier 1.5. So it's not good enough to be considered tier 1 or tier 0, but it is tier 1.5 in my opinion. Between tier 1 and 1.5. So So, anyway, that's my opinion on the deck. So, that is my Brawler Big Bang Knuckle Dragon deck. So, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. So, in the comment section below, make sure you leave your thoughts on the deck below. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to put them down below. And thank you very much for watching. Make sure you comment, subscribe, thumbs up this video, and I will see you next time.